When Jim Starlin decided to draw Moondragon, he just did not pull any punches. Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Subliteral Network. I make art and comics, and thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe and to leave your feedback in the comments. Now, I post art daily, 5 days a week, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and this is a roundup of that work, in case you missed it, with a little more detailed description added. You can read my Una the Cave Bunny comics free at radiocomics.com, and please visit my Patreon page if you'd like to support my work. All these links are in my description and bio, and please watch till the end so you don't miss anything. This is a piece of sketch card art that is 2.5 by 3.5 inches in dimensions and drawn with my fountain pen and a little bit of the thinner Copics thrown in there for some of the details. Normally I usually draw Amazons wearing like little to nothing, but I do like drawing plate armor once in a while when I can. I've got books full of different kinds of plate armor, scale armor, chainmail, and this is just one of those times when I decided to do it, and she is for once completely covered up. Now, this drawing itself was done by the great Jim Starlin back when he was drawing Captain Marvel in the 70s during the run that he did on that comic book, and in that he laid a lot of the groundwork for what you see in the Avengers movies. Thanos and his plans to neutralize the Avengers while bringing death to the universe, and Jim Starlin was drawing a lot of the work that was incorporated into that series of movies. Now, during that time in the 70s, comic book characters pretty much all over were showing a lot more skin. I think it was just sort of a sign of the times coming out of the 60s. And so characters often would wear costumes just like this, like sling bikinis and briefs with a little superhero belt on them. And Jim Starlin was especially adept. He was very good at drawing just beautiful, glamorous women. Really, the kind that you didn't see, the kind of artwork that you didn't see in mainstream comics. And though I think the work is just fantastic, it still holds up. So this was a part of a splash page that I kind of fixed up in Photoshop, made some line work out of it, and colored it in Procreate. When I was reading the books back then, whenever Jim Starlin had a chance, he would just draw these gorgeous pinup women. And and not the kind that you would regularly see in a lot of the comics that you would get off the spinner rack at the newsstand. Mostly, Jim Starlin is known for drawing the hulking figure of Thanos and just incredibly muscular and wiry superheroes. I mean, he was definitely doing that for the form of superhero comics. But his women were completely different. They were completely just feminine and gorgeous, and his pinup work, I think, is really underrated in a lot of ways. This is my first pass at sketching my elephant guy. First of all, I kind of have fun drawing elephants because it's a little bit easy for me, sort of, for some reason. I can just get it and get the elephant kind of features down pretty quickly. So I love that, the giant tusks and the big trunk. Somehow, there's just this savage character that came out when I was sketching. So I figure he's usually like a gentle soul, but he's been pushed and prodded and pushed over the edge, and now he's in a violent rage. You can find these videos of elephants just going insane at one point, just sort of, picking up people with all their strength and crushing them and killing them and dragging them around. And apparently, from what I understand, it takes a lot to push an elephant to get to that point, but once he's there, there's just nothing you can do, man, except run away. When I first started drawing Una the Cave Bunny, I decided to do it in a Sunday comic format for a couple of reasons. First of all, I really loved reading the Sunday comics, and I said, okay, why don't I just do that? And back then, I thought I had this big idea that people were holding their tablets sideways to read comics, that they would do that, and that they would do that for me. And it was kind of a dumb idea because nobody does that except for me, but that was kind of how I approached it when I was first formatting the comics. I was also doing almost pure line work with very little shadow or black areas, because my idea was I was working and I wanted to. That was my interpretation of the idea of being open for color, where you leave open areas of line work to be filled with color, which kind of worked out for me, I guess. Although since then, I've really started using a lot more blacks and spots of black. Since I did the strip this way, I've really changed the way I work a lot, because the value of using black areas, spotting large black areas, changing line widths and stuff. I'm doing that a lot more because I find I don't have to do that to be open for color, for one thing. And also, it just makes the comics look better. It gives what you want to have more weight. It lends more weight to that, and you can push things into the background with lighter line work. So, open for color. Plus, also, when I work this way, I was able to kind of get the work out faster, which is something I really wanted to do with my Una comics, because I was under kind of a lot of time constraints at the time, and I knew that I had to get a certain number of pages out per week. And so I was cutting down work on it whenever I could, while working to maintain the quality, trying to do more with less. And I think I got pretty good at it, although I've more or less abandoned that approach now. And I only seem to make these mini comics when I'm bored or tired of what I'm working on, and just in kind of a flood of work within a couple of days or something. I'll do the art and set the thing up in Photoshop and print it out. And mostly I just give them away to people that I meet, or if I want to just hand out a little tiny sample of what it is that I've done. Some of the stuff I guess I can't really show, but this is sort of what the pages look like. The picture that you see that I've put up here is after I've toned the work in Photoshop. I have enough mini comics now to make kind of a fun little collection out of them, and I should probably have them printed professionally, offset or something. Although I'm not really planning to do it, I really would like to do it.